Hey everyone, I'm Simon Harris and welcome to the 9th episode of my vlog. Today I'm super fortunate to be at OpenX's offices talking to Jason Fairchild, the Chief Revenue Officer of OpenX. It's Adweek Europe at the moment, so he's over for that, but he managed to find sort of half an hour to chat with me. He's a really interesting guy. He's been in the game for a very long time, so without further ado, let's get into it.
Almost 10 years in at OpenX. For those that don't know, OpenX was really born in London as an open source ad serving project. It was moved with funding to the US, where we built it up as a commercial enterprise. Kind of day-to-day role, these companies, obviously, we kind of think about it, strategy, structure, people. So I spend a lot of my time on corporate strategy. What are we trying to accomplish and why? And then it really rolls down to what's the best structure to get that implemented, and then spending time with the people. And then you add to that, because I'm the CRO, I love to spend a lot of time with both the team and clients and partners. So I spend a bunch of time doing that, going from, whether it's Japan or London or, New York, wherever it is, just spending time on the front line. So I have a good sense of the market and can, make sure that the strategy is informed by, sort of real life learnings.
Sounds like a very cool gig.
There's a lot of travel, but it is cool, very cool. Yeah, as I mentioned, we've been in this market in one way or another for 10 years, so it's not a new strategy. I think what we've seen is that increasingly the quality story that we bring to market is resonating, and we're investing behind that with more sales, operations, account management people. I think we're hiring right now, and that has been the case for the last year or so. So I think the strategy is to keep taking advantage of the market sort of consolidation around quality players, and that takes more people and thus more hiring. And that's not just London, that's also across EMEA. Yeah, there's probably two dimensions. One is we're just executing really well. So from how we engage with our partners to how we support them, our marketing, we're kind of hitting on all cylinders, which is one aspect. And the other is more of a macro trend. So specifically around the flight to quality. A year ago, some DSPs would connect to 75 supply pools. And I think what everyone is learning is that's probably not the winning metric. You need to get down to 5 to 10 high-quality supply pools, and including all formats, video, mobile, etc. And we're benefiting from that tremendously as the smart dollars look to go into well-lit, transparent environments.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we're tripling down in that area. It's something we've been doing for probably, since programmatic, so 8 years. Last year was 17 million, next year will be 25 million. And as we look forward, 2, 3, 4, 5 years as programmatic evolves, again, we see the consolidation happening where agency holding groups put their money into only well-lit environments, and the bar is increasingly high. So for example, we're tag certified on an audited basis, meaning we meet all their criteria, not self-declared, but we have third parties come in, and we're one of 2 companies in the world that meets that criteria on the exchange side. And it's not because it's easy, it's because it's really hard and really expensive. So investing in those areas just so we can create a certified, not that we say, but third parties say, that we meet certain quality thresholds is hugely important for us. Yeah, both. I mentioned, and this is real life story, DSPs that we talked to a year ago were plugged into literally 75 different exchange partners. And the reason for that is they differentiated based on the number of the access to supply. So any Tom, Dick, or Harry could put up a swap meet exchange, and they'd want to plug into them because they could differentiate in that way. So that's totally over. I think DSPs are going to consolidate down to between 5 and 10 cross formats: video, mobile, desktop, mobile app, and that's going to benefit a bunch of us. Now there may be some acquisitions in terms of consolidation, but inevitably of those 75, a bunch of them are going to go out of business, and quite frankly, most of the ones that go out of business weren't adding value anyway. They were just pure arbitrage plays or what have you. So, so the answer is probably both.
Right. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I agree.
Yeah, I think there is really only one answer, which is delivering the highest quality, most well-lit, transparent environment for buyers to trade in. I hear the word, well, you guys are commoditized, et cetera, and I just couldn't disagree more, because the bar is going to keep going up in terms of what quality means, and we're just starting with tag certification, TXT, GDPR. Those are just a few to start with, and there will be more. I think e-privacy is coming next, right? So there will be, the bar will get higher and higher and higher, and that differentiation will be all around quality. I think as it relates to first price, that's a whole topic, first price versus second price. The net of that is, we're going to go where the market wants us to go and give buyers the option with full transparency to do either. I don't know. I hope not, because all the academic research around auction theory points to second price being a superior approach for both buyers and sellers to maximize sort of economic value, again, for both sides. What's unique in this is, I think, and relatively unprecedented, is that this is the first time that I know of where you've got sequential auctions. You've got second price feeding into a first price, maybe even a third first price auction. And if you consider the DSP auction, you've got an auction in the DSP, then it goes to, say, an OpenX. We hold an auction on a second price. That goes to a container, which is effectively holding an auction that goes into DFP, which holds yet another auction. That is a lot of complexity. So I think the right answer is to get everybody to do second price. I don't think that's possible. Just what we've seen, people going to first price without telling buyers. So likely in the short term, they're going to coexist. And from our point of view, we want to do everything we can to push for the right answer, which is second price, but give buyers the choice. So, and also full transparency. That's key. So when they participate in the auction, they know if it's first price or second price, and then they can make their choice accordingly. I do, and there's a lot of sort of research behind that, a lot of experience behind that, and not just my experience. If you look at and I hate to call out company names, but historically, if an ad server is bundled with an exchange, hard bundled such that you can only get access to, say, AdX and therefore Google AdWords demand by using the ad server, that locks out competition, which, by the way, spawned header bidding, because what happens in that technology is ultimately the core business, which whenever you're in the demand side of the equation, you're serving advertisers, and that gets built into the technology in some way. So, for example, in the early days of AdX, they gave themselves last look on every single auction. Probably not the most level playing field way to run an auction, whether it's on Wall Street or in ad tech. So, and there's other examples. It's not exactly the most transparent trading environment. So, I think as soon as your interests are serving both publishers and advertisers, you're going to optimize for margin, generally speaking, and that means you're going to serve advertisers more than publishers. And we've seen it play out again and again. More recently, we've seen this. We've seen it in programmatic, and the concept of supply side optimization, supply path optimization rather. I actually think it's more about margin optimization, and because there's not transparency in the middle, if you're in the middle of that and you're quote unquote optimizing for supply, you're basically optimizing what's best for you as a middleman versus what's best for the buyer if you're on that side, or the seller. So yeah, I think it is a conflicted position to be in. Yeah, so on the growth side, it's, in my mind, it's really a function of buyers consolidate around quality channels. If there used to be 75 channels, now there are 10, we're going to grow, right? As long as we're in that 10. And I think we've done a good job investing in the tools and the quality that buyers need. So that sort of explains some of the growth. Regarding take rates, I honestly don't know where they end up long term, because no one really talks about this, but quality actually costs money. Like being tag certified on automated basis, that costs money. Being, only working with TXT authorized supply, that costs money. We have 35 people. We're investing $25 million next year. Like that, in order to do this at the level the buyers require, at the scale we are, it just costs money. So what does that mean over time? Certainly as we double in size, then take rates are going to come down. But some of the numbers you hear from some of the competitors, and if you look at Rubicon's earnings statement, I don't know how sustainable those are. And they're not even delivering the quality we are. So I think we have to focus on one thing first and foremost, and that's not cutting corners on quality. Because as soon as you do that, then you start damaging sort of the golden goose, right? It's or the goose that's laying the golden eggs, because without quality, agencies will put their money elsewhere, and that's not good for programmatic, and it's not good for our company. So always quality first.
Okay, makes sense.
Well, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I think we continue to invest in quality and bet on the industry putting more and more dollars into programmatic, whether it's in display, video, mobile, OTT, audio, whatever it is in the future. Because we're at what, 40, 50 billion from a programmatic industry standpoint now. Total advertising globally is 600 billion, give or take. So you figure 50% of that is a reasonable target at a minimum, and we're just scratching the surface by that, by those metrics. So if we keep investing in quality and then offering new formats, video, for example, is notorious for bad quality. And we've just, as one commitment, took away in-banner video, which is 30% of programmatic revenue. The more we do that and make video a safe channel for buyers, the more programmatic will come, the more dollars will shift into programmatic from TV or other channels, and we'll continue to grow, right? So it's simple, but hard to execute on, which is drive quality, open up new formats, and capture the dollars that are not coming into programmatic today.
Okay, that's it from me for now. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed this episode of the vlog, please hit subscribe on YouTube, give it a like or a comment on LinkedIn. I want to say a massive thank you to Jason from OpenX for taking time out during his busy schedule to talk to me. Keep your eyes peeled for the next vlog, and I'll see you in the next one.